Hi everybody!
Hello Internet!
Welcome to our channel. My name is Erin.
And my name is Jeff.
And first things first, we have to thank everybody for getting us to 1,000 subscribers! Woo!
It is absolutely wild to me that many people have chosen to watch our thing one time and then want to watch it again. Originally this was supposed to be a time capsule for our children. We're just happy that you guys are choosing to ride along. It's fun doing this sort of stuff for the internet, and I hope that you guys might, maybe try it out too. We would love to watch it.
Yeah, thank you so much, for all the comments and subscribes and the likes. It's awesome. It's really cool. We got a really tiny little email that said, congrats, you're at 1,000. We knew you could do it. So it was really cool.
Yo, watching that number go up, it gives you all of the endorphins.
Okay, well, in addition to saying, yay, thank you guys for getting us to 1,000, we just want to talk about what went on with us with the second trimester. And our second trimester is from September until, 4 days ago? Because now we're in the third trimester, yay! And at the end of this video, we'll do a bump date, and I'll show you my versioning bump. Before we get into pregnancy symptoms, we have to talk about what happened with us. In the beginning of the second trimester, we both lost our jobs due to COVID.
Yeah, I was a slimy Hollywood man. Very early on into it, I had a nice stable position, and then the world ended. Around July was when it was official, and then I learned to accept it around August, and then around September I did some reading of the tea leaves, and I found out, oh wait, for entertainment to get big enough for me to come back into it, I have to wait 4 years. And that's a long time to wait, so now I'm just gonna have to do something different.
Yeah, so his job kind of got stripped down to skeleton crew only. And, when you're in accounting and you're in a big accounting production firm, they don't need 12 accountants if they're only making 1 movie a year.
Yeah. and I wasn't high enough on the totem pole to be on that movie a year. So, you move on. And,
you move on.
Yeah.
And for me, I was a personal assistant. I used to teach, and then from there, I went into personal assistant because I'm trying to transition out anyway. And being that personal assistant was part of my transition process, boss did not need he didn't need help assisting anymore because he wasn't working. So he had time to do his own stuff, and then therefore didn't need me. And we took a big hit in September. Yeah. A big hit emotionally, just everything. And with a child on the way, and with what happened to us, coping was tough.
Yes.
It was really tough, and I'm so thankful for him. He is my rock because I fell apart. I was like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And
we're gonna be okay. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yeah, and we're doing well so far. You know what I'm saying? I'm really thankful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really thankful that, we still have a roof over our head. We have food in our bellies. We're doing okay.
Oh, yeah. No, comparatively, we are sailing through this. It's okay. It's like being on the upper deck of the Titanic. That's what it feels like. Yes, the ship is sinking, but I got a pretty good chance of making it to the lifeboat, thanks to a bunch of things that were outside of my control anyway.
Yeah.
So, equal share of survivor's guilt and equal share of just that weird nihilistic tranquility that you get when, the world ends.
Yeah. So,
but we are bringing a baby on in. And honestly, the silver lining is that I never thought that I would be able to have that sort of paternity time with my baby. And now I get to have that paternity time with my baby.
Yeah, and during all of this, it allowed me to develop a new skill. So now I am in UX career design. So I do UX design for apps and computers, and I'm about to graduate in a week. Yay for online school. But it feels good. I got to learn a new skill, which is what I wanted to do anyway. But in any case, that's not why you guys tuned in. We are going to be now talking about our second trimester pregnancy symptoms. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
So starting in September, my migraines subsided, but my headaches got really bad. And and the last time I talked about our first trimester recap, the headaches were getting better. Yeah, well, womp womp. They actually came back, but they are not as often, but they're still here. What can you do?
Another symptom that she ended up developing over the past 3 months was anemia. Turns out we got a little vampire growing up inside of this belly right here. Has been sucking out the blood.
Yeah.
And so we've been transitioning Erin's diet into more red meats, more spinach, more things to get the iron up. Me and my mom, we had like little bouts of anemia before. So I'm familiar with what to do, and it's not that bad. You just like adjust your diet, you give your body what it needs to build more red blood cells, and that'll keep you going for like a year, and then you forget the taste of liver and onions, and then you start chewing on ice, and then you have to re-inject all of that iron on it. The body is wild in its chemistry, and it's resilient enough to let you fix it.
Yeah, like we always ate healthy in this house, but then it got to the point where even though we were eating healthy, he was taking so much from me that it actually gave me a low red blood cell count and low hemoglobin that I actually have to eat more than what I was eating before, like a lot more. I was eating the recommended amount, putting it into my body, but like Jeff said, he's a little vampire and he was just chomping down. So now I have my supplemented iron pills, which I will put a picture up here. And that's what I'm taking in addition to my prenatals. I mean, I thought I was eating enough broccoli. I love me some broccoli, but I guess he loves it more. And we also found out that in September, which is why it was a big time for us, we also found out that I have a fibroid on my uterus. Now, I've never had a fibroid there before, but apparently it's common in African American women to develop fibroids on their uterus.
Quick pause, if you don't know what a fibroid is, it is extra meat where the uterus is. So, you know, like this is...
Yes.
It's extra meat.
Yeah, so there was a fibroid that was developing on my uterus, and it was down where the cervix is. And we really want to go with a birthing center, and a birthing center, as you know, is all natural. The problem with that is that they told me that if the fibroid continues to grow, then I have to go to the hospital. There's no way that I would be allowed to stay at the birthing center because I would risk out. That was in September. Last week we went to a doctor's appointment. Go ahead.
Right, and that is what, about 8 weeks that you had to hold on to that almost maybe, oh God, what if it comes out this way? And you can't get the answer until you just wait until time moves forward. And that's a terrible way to just like exist, is to wait for time to move forward for good or bad news.
Yes, and they told me, they were like, hey, there's nothing we can do. You know, we just want the best possible outcome for you and the baby. And I was just so sad because I didn't want to go to the hospital. Not only is there COVID, but in case you guys don't know, African American women have a higher chance of death in a hospital because doctors don't take their pain seriously. So there's just many reasons I wanted to go to a birthing center. So hearing that was a huge blow. And we got really good news.
Yes.
8 days ago.
Yeah, we went through the second round of ultrasounds. They took a look at that fibroid. It did not grow at the same rate that the cervix grew, so it's fine. It's at as the uterus grew, so it's fine. It's a reasonable size that the baby can just like slide past, use as a handhold to claw his way out. It'll be good.
Yeah. So it's good. So even though my fibroid did shrink, right?
No, it just remained the same.
Oh, okay.
It's 3 inches, whereas your uterus is 10 inches.
It's like 10 inches, yeah.
Yeah, so
so my fibroid did not shrink, but my uterus is so big now that it's not going to cause a hindrance. It's not going to cause a hindrance to having a natural birth, and I am not risking out so far to the birth center. So they're still keeping an eye on it, and I will know for sure at 34 weeks. But right now, it looks good.
Yay!
Yay! High five. Okay. Another symptom that I've been having is like a burning sensation at the bottom of my throat. I don't know if it's heartburn. I've never experienced heartburn in my life. I don't know if it's GERD or acid reflux. I've just never had any of those sensations. It doesn't happen after I eat. It doesn't happen after I drink. It just happens whenever it feels like. And I'm like, oh man, that like, it's uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt. It's not painful, but it's uncomfortable. And I asked Jeff and he couldn't help me.
I think I've like had it happen to me about like 5 times in my life, and that was due to dietary things and other parts of the world that I it sucks. That's the only thing that I remember from it, is that it sucks and it feels like someone just like poured acid upwards at the back of your throat.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed with myself is he's been kicking. Oh, he's been kicking. He's doing somersaults. He's doing karate chops. I always try to get Jeff to feel my stomach, but he's like, that's a little weird. You know, I made the mistake in watching the movie Alien the other day, and
this was the exact right week to watch it.
It was a little freaky because, you know, he's doing somersaults in my belly, and watching Alien, that wasn't a smart decision.
You can see the skin being pushed out. It is wild.
It is really freaky. It is really, really freaky. So he's been doing somersaults, cartwheels, watching TV, karate, kung fu, taekwondo. He's been doing it all. Boxing. You know, he's been doing it all. And I've also been having like a really heavy vagina feeling. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. My vagina just feels so heavy. It's like someone's put 2 dumbbells attached to the lips of my vagina, and I'm just walking around, and it's just heavy as hell. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like, and it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah. In addition to that feeling, I've just been low energy. You know, first trimester I was able to work out every day or every other day. I was killing it. And then the second trimester came, and maybe it's the weight, maybe it's whatever, but I just do not feel like exercising. And my midwife actually told me, she was like, hey, you need to get back on and do what you were doing in the first trimester. And I'm like, I don't feel like it. But I don't, but you know, I have to. It's not for me, it's for him. And it's tough. It's tough, especially since Jeff stopped doing the exercises with me. He was my motivator, and now I'm like, oh,
I'm just
self-motivation.
Just down. I'm just like, what's the point? We're all
Exactly. He's doing
got them
thing.
feels, but you know, like I've gotten projects underneath my belts that will require me to move forward, and that's gonna get me all right. So confidence will be built back up. You know, just like learning how to drive. The vast majority of it is just getting comfortable. That's
yeah. And he's doing well because he's got a whole bunch of certifications with his new field, you know, so we're both in new fields. We're alive, we're healthy, we have a roof over our heads,
Yes.
we got food in our belly. Baby is doing really well.
Yeah. And hey, if you're part of the struggle, like, hey, we're right there with you. If you're not really struggling at all, hey, we're right there with you too. It is a weird time to just bunker down and lock the apartment door and just not reemerge for another 3 months.
I am now in my 3rd trimester. I am 28 weeks now. Oh my gosh, we're getting close to the end. This is really exciting.
I know, very, very exciting.
Really exciting. It's a little scary. I've been watching a lot of birthing videos on YouTube, and
everyone has told her to stop. Please, in the comments, tell her to stop. Or link her to some of the ones that you like watching. Oh.
It's an obsession at this point.
Thank you very much for pressing buttons on your phone. We get notifications when you type words into the little text boxes underneath this video, and I love chatting with you guys and like saying something back, trying to match your energy. It's been a blast, and thank you for joining us on our little journey here.
Thank you so much. And we made it to 1,000, and it wouldn't be if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much. Thank you to you. You really. Thank you so much, guys. I hope everyone is happy, healthy, and if you're in California like we are, we got a new stay-at-home order. I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, it looks like people are paying attention to this one now. I don't know, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, cases are spiking. It's a little crazy out there. So please stay happy, stay healthy, be safe, wear your mask, social distance. I hope everybody's doing okay. Also, just want to give you the bump date that I promised you. And here I am at 28 weeks. This is not a this is not a proper maternity shirt, so you can't really, you know, it doesn't fit me as well as a maternity shirt would, but here I am, you know, whoop.
Boop.
So
yeah, the belly button has turned into an Audi.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
This is a little bit of an addendum, but in light of a recent video and in light of us reaching 1,000 subscribers, we wanted to do some Q&A. We wanted to find more ways to talk to you. That is more than just the comments. But for right now, please type questions into the comments and we will directly address them in our next video to see how that is for a way of communicating.
Yeah, so if you have any questions that you've ever wanted to ask us, you know, whatever's going on in our life and you just really want to know about, feel free, add the comment below and then we'll address it in our Q&A part 2 in our next video.
Yes, we have done these before. All right, and I can't wait to do so many of them. Bye-bye, Internet.
Bye.